Welcome to a new week of card inspiration. Today we are going to start by stamping some bird images. I have these birds. These are Hero Art stamps. And we're going to stamp those using the Memento ink because I'm going to be watercoloring with them. And I'm going to try to line these up so that they're standing on top of each other. Let's see how I can do this the best. Let's do this one first. For the watercolor stamping, I'm going to use my water brush and my distress inks again. So I'm going to pick out a couple colors to start with. Let's do the second bird. We'll do him colors of pink. So I'm using spun sugar, picked raspberry. You guys are gonna get sick of me using these. I'm gonna use these two for right now. I'm gonna take spun sugar. Okay, I'm gonna take picked raspberry. Looks like I've got some black leaking there for some reason. Okay, I still have a bunch of picked raspberry left, so I'm going to use it to work on this wing. Okay. Now we're going to move on to other colors. I'm going to wipe my block off. And we're going to start with mustard seed. And this one is spiced marmalade. We need some blue. I've got Salty Ocean. Oh, that's such a vivid blue. And let's see. Let's do Evergreen. No, this is Mowed Lawn. This is Mowed Lawn. And let's see. I think I'll try to do this bird with the blues. Okay, that second bird there has gotten a little bit muddy, and I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do about that yet. All of these birds are getting pretty pretty wet. What I'm going to try to do, I'm going to use fired brick, just a little bit of fired brick on this bird's wings. Okay, and I'm happy with the way the other ones look. I think I'm going to go in and take a marker and make their beaks orange. I'll use one of my Copic markers, and this bird, I'm not sure yet what to do about him. So I will be back in a few minutes. For the background here, I'm going to take a piece of dark gray cardstock and I'm going to spray it with Glimmer mist, and this color is Slate. This is Tattered Angels Glimmer mist. And I don't want droplets necessarily. I'm going to try to smush this around. Okay, so I'm going to let this piece dry, and what I've decided is I went ahead and re-stamped this bird and recolored it, and I'm going to cut them out, and we're going to put them on top of this panel that I just inked up. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, let everything dry, and then I'll come back and we'll finish up the card. In the process of stamping the birds on this background piece, I decided just to go with the 3 birds and an umbrella. And we're going to have the message, sorry you're feeling under the weather. So what I've done is I stamped the umbrella image on a white piece of cardstock, and I'm going to color it with my Copic markers this time and try to get somewhat close colors to the birds here. This is G14. I believe that's the darker one. Let's test it. We're using G43 and G14. I'm not sure how well that's going to blend. Let me see. I think I might have to do a different color here. Okay, so I grabbed G5, which is more of a bright green. Let's go ahead and do the bright green color. I'm going to be cutting this out. Okay, and I have a couple blues here. I have B5 and B00. I'm going to go back to this green here and see if I can't lighten that up a little bit. Actually, I think I'll use the colorless blender for that. This is just 0. The colorless blender works by pushing the ink away from it. And lastly, we're going to do yellow. I'm grabbing Y13 and Y15. And I'm probably going to have to go and fix the green, but looks like the ink is bleeding a little bit as well. I'm not sure why. So okay, we're going to stop here. I think actually let me go and do just a little bit more blue here. Darken it up a little bit. Okay, so we're going to set that aside, let it dry a little bit. We're going to go to the panel on the back, and I'm going to use this stencil that I've had from, it was from one of the Studio Calico kits, and I've not used this stencil before, but I'm going to try to put some white ink on through the stencil. So we're going to try this color box ink, and I need a little ink tool. Alright, I have my color box ink here. This is color box pigment stamp pad high top oyster white, and I'm just going to try to go through this stencil. Actually, let me get a scratch piece of paper that I can use to mask the bottom of this off because they're a little bit close. I decided to go ahead and do this without the help of the stencil. Which method do you think looks better? I think once I put the birds and the umbrella down, it's going to be pretty obvious that this is an outdoor scene. And that these are clouds. Clouds are never formed perfectly. Okay, trying to decide if I want to do a little bit more down at the bottom, but I think I'm going to stop where I'm at right now. And let's go ahead and glue the birds on. I'm going to use my Scotch liquid glue. This will give me a little bit of wiggle room if I need to move the birds around just a little bit. And I'm going to leave a spot open for the glue to spread out a little bit when I place this on. So I didn't get too close to the edge there. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and cut out the umbrella. And we'll go ahead and use the Scotch liquid adhesive again. Add in just a little bit more yellow here and try to push this blue out. Further. Go ahead and add a little bit more blue here too. Actually, let me try the dark blue. And then I'm blending with the light blue. Before we move on to finishing the card here, I do see some areas that I want to just darken up a little bit. I think that they've kind of got lost with the watercoloring, and that includes their eyes here. This is my white jelly roll pen, and I'm going to make some polka dots on this umbrella here. Actually, I think this is a silver pen. Looks like it, yeah, I guess it is silver. It looked like it was white. So let's go ahead and use some white gel pens here. Oops. Sorry, I'm all over the place. I'm going to go ahead and make these white. And I'm going to go ahead and glue that down. Let's use my foam tape. The other thing I was thinking about doing was adding some sequins, so we may go ahead and do that before we're all done here. Okay, I pulled out some sequins, and I'm going to use my multi-medium matte. And I love this adhesive because it's matte, so if it happens to go through outside of what you're gluing, it's not visible. And it also dries really solid. There's no stickiness left behind. And some other liquid adhesives that I've used do leave a little bit of stickiness, and you don't want that. You don't want your paper stuff sticking together unintentionally. So I've got all different colors and sizes of sequins, but I decided to stick with the blues and greens. Here's my finished card. And then the inside. We'll see you again next week. Thanks for watching.